Hello, everyone. My name is Ash, and I'm going to be the host for today's Understanding Itineraries, Proposals, and Quotes. And um, not only what they are, but also when and how to use them. Now, before I get started in this, I always, of course, um, like to go over the topic of discussion and also talk a little bit about myself. But for those who are just now attending, we are going to be covering the quotes, proposals, and itineraries, and which are technically three key tools in booking travel. Knowing when and how to use each one helps you kind of paint that picture for your client and create an experience and also answer the client's wish list while offering upgraded options. So, a little bit about me before we get started. If you are new and maybe have not seen any of my trainings, I have now actually been here for almost 3 years with Archer and Evolution. In that time frame, I have become top presenter, leader, travel slash mentorship training. I also have earned my IATAN and I have hit Evo 200. As well, I specialize in marketing, mentoring, group getaways, and destination weddings, and now technically all inclusives. I love to learn about niches and how to market them. And of course, as always, I'm here. If you guys ever need help, you know where my Facebook is. You can easily look me up and just send me a quick message. And if I can help you, I definitely will do what I can. Now, for tonight, for those who are attending live, a lot of the questions I always get is where is this recording going to go? So it is called Trainings with Ash is my YouTube channel. That's all you have to type in. After I get done with all of this, I will upload it and you can find it there. So let's get into the training. So a lot of people are probably wondering when it comes to quotes, proposals, and itineraries, why do we use them? Okay. Now, there are a lot of different travel advisors all over the world, and it is important as your duty, I would say, to be extraordinary, right? You have to have something that makes you stand out. So, your job with the client is not to just show them the price. You want to make sure that you go above and beyond to make sure that they can see why it's important to book with you. Okay. The deals, yeah, we have them. The prices, yeah, we can get them, but so can a lot of other people. So it's important that you take kind of that beyond measure to organize yourself and present yourself correctly so you can help with this. Painting a picture, which is going to help them visualize their trip. I think this is one of the most important things that I talk about when talking about closing a sale. If they can picture themselves on vacation, you've already done more than half the work. Okay. Creating an experience, showing them what's possible. One of the biggest things that we will always do is research. Our clients don't know this stuff. And you would be surprised what people don't actually know about travel and what you learn while you're here. So never lead in with a client that they just know this stuff because they don't, right? So you want to create an experience and show them all the different things that they would be able to do. And then the biggest thing is always when we're doing these quotes and proposals and itineraries is to make sure that we're answering their wish, ask, and expectations, slash, even more so, desires. Because a lot of people probably have different wants. A lot of people have different expectations. And we can also always accommodate them for the most part, but even go beyond by offering upgrades. Okay. So every client inquiry is an opportunity to upsell and customize their trip for the best experience. And I always like to do that. So, one thing that I've been doing a lot lately, probably which isn't the nicest thing, but don't tell nobody. So, a lot of times I've been doing a lot of all inclusives lately. You know, they're booking their May trips, their spring break, their summer, right? Well, we're getting really good deals in backs right now if we do those packages and sometimes even on the hotels. And when I notice that we're significantly cheaper than an Expedia, guess what I'm doing? I'm raising that commission. I'm adding in extra money. Now, is that the best thing to do? No, but I'm using all of my tools, and that's a tool, right? Now, let's just say maybe we don't want to do that. Maybe we just want to upsell them, right? You can use that as an opportunity too. So if they're missing so much money, you can see like they have like maybe a show that they can attend for $10, $15 or something like that. You can use it as like an upgrade. Like, oh, also included in your price is this tour. Go on Viator, take something from there, right? And it's still beating the other competitors or matching them. And you have that way of upselling. Okay. But that's just a couple of things. I've been doing extra, and these trips have been paying out. So we like it, right? Now, continuing on, let's talk about the first one. I'm going to go literally in order. So I'm going to do quotes, itineraries, then proposals. Now, when people hear this, they commonly think that they're all the same, but they actually have their own separate approach and also their own separate use on why we should use each one. Okay. So quotes are typically found for family trips like all inclusives, cruises, packages, the usual get togethers, just regular vacations in general that people take on an everyday basis. You will do a lot of quotes in your time here, but it is important to know that that's not the only option. So, what is a quote? A quote is a price estimate for travel package, resort, cruise, or airfare. It shows the cost of the travel services at the time of the request. It's not a final booking, and the prices can change until the payment is made. That is one of the most important parts that you have to put on your quote, right? How many times if you put out a quote and then they hit you up a few hours later and they're like, oh, yeah, we'll think about it. And then like 3 days later, they're like, okay, we want to book it. Well, that price is expired by now, right? So it's important to put that prices can change until the payment's made. So, what is included in a quote? So, a standard quote includes either the destination or the type of travel. If they're going to a hotel or resort, or they're taking a cruise, tour, whatever. Flights, if requested, transfers, a rental car, travel insurance options, resort fees, and gratuities. Okay, if they're doing a cruise, they need to know that when they get on that ship that they either need to pay the gratuities now or before, right? Resort fees, especially even I was surprised with Las Vegas. Las Vegas had a lot of resort fees. Mexico, a lot of resort fees, right? And it's important that we tell them that. And now Vax has this fancy update that tells us that they're going to pay at the destination. So that's cool. But always pay attention, especially on Evo Plus, the small print at the bottom, it'll tell you, especially for Mexico. When you arrive here, you'll have to pay this sanitation tax and you also have to pay something else, right? Travel insurance options. You want to know that it's available. You don't have to put it in the price in the quote. You don't have to put it like it's included, but you can say if requested, if added, here's the price. Okay. You always want to offer it to them. Promotions, discounts, or gifts. Any kind of promotion that you have going on. If you have a voucher or something, you want to do that kind of promotion, make sure you do that there. Excursion and upgrades if requested. Okay, maybe you found a couple of deals or something that they talked to you about. Book a trip, get a trip promo if applicable. Okay. If you have vouchers, a lot of our teams now have vouchers. Ask your mentor if they have any, but if they have one, have them get a trip in return, right? So, continuing on, 3 option quote strategy. When providing quotes, it's often offer 3 options to help clients make a decision. Now, the reason I say the 3-type strategy is because you want to hit them at different options. Okay. So, first one is, of course, budget friendly and essentials inclusions. Option 2 is the recommended package, which is the best value and includes a little bit of extras. And then typically, option 3 is a luxury package that's premium, upgraded experience. Okay. I like to offer my clients 3 different options for a lot of things, depending on what their requests are. But typically, it is based off of pricing, right? We all kind of go in and get the first one, the second one, and then we get the highest one that might be a little bit over budget, but it might be worth it, right? So, continuing, here's a good idea of a sample quote. Okay. So, for example, option 1 has the minimum, the non-refundable, the basic economy, 3-star room, basic trip, right? And then we have luxury, then we have the VIP experience. So if you guys want, you can feel free to screenshot any of this. I know I'm going through it, but if you want to screenshot any of this, you guys feel free to. But basically, these are the type of things that you want to do for a sample quote. Okay. I will tell you, not all times that when I do quotes that I put 3 options. Sometimes I know exactly what they're looking for, which I'll show you in a few minutes. So I don't have to go above and beyond of doing, 3 options if I know exactly what they want. A lot of the times you can find out exactly what they want by just listening to what they're talking about. So I've learned for myself lately what I'm doing to make time easier is when I have a client that comes to me, I just go to ChatGPT and I say, my client's looking for this during these dates. What is the best resort? And then I just narrow it down. Okay, it needs to be all inclusive or adults only, or that has to have a nice spa, right? So this will give you my three options. Go straight into Vax, Expedia Tap, Pleasant Holidays, whatever you're using, and then just go straight there and find those three options, right? So that is a sample quote idea. So when do you want to use a quote? So when a client asks for pricing before committing, that's a quick quote. Okay. Quotes shouldn't take you too long. Now, itineraries and proposals, yeah, that's going to take you some time, right? But a quote should be simple, straight to the point. Here's what you can book. Here's the price it is. Here's why you should book it. That's it. When providing a basic breakdown of costs, flights, and hotels and transfers, and then helps the clients compare options before booking a proposal or itinerary. So if you are building onto something, if you have a big trip, okay, a lot of people might give a quote before they give the proposal. Maybe they'll give the quote, and then, for example, weddings. We might just give them three resorts. Here's three resorts. Here's the typical pricing. Pick which resort you want. The next thing, we're going to do a proposal, right? And then if we can get even deeper into planning, we can plan the days out for the bride while she's at that resort, something like that. Okay. So they all kind of build into each other, but the quote is the most basic form that you will have, and it should be the easiest for you to complete. Okay. Here is a rough idea of a quote. I made this a little while ago. They're actually about to leave on March 1st. That's the date. They changed the date. But here's a sample idea for itinerary. I mean, not itinerary, a quote. So, baby moon bliss. I literally went and chat GPT and I said, give me the best place for a baby moon. So, luxury junior suite, swim out. Okay. Oh, my bad. I had to click in here. Diamond Club privileges, right? I'm painting the picture. Here's this nice, it's a swim out. I'm painting the picture. Now it looks way prettier on Traveljoy. This is where I built that, but I just saved the PDF version just for us. Okay. So we have all of these exclusive things that they will get to use while they're here. And then the biggest thing for the baby moon was the fact that they needed a spa. So here's the spa. Here's the stuff that they want to have at the spa. And then there's that fee. Remember I told you, include the fee. Mexico has a sanitation tax. It has to be included. Now for this one, they had I didn't think they have a resort fee, but we'll see in a second. I think it's included in the price total. Why is this baby moon perfect? That's exactly what I just told you guys. Put the price, put what it includes, put the fancy upgrades, whatever, and then tell them why they should book it. There we go, right? And then total price and due date. All right. So that's just a sample of what you can do. Okay. Now, next one we have is itineraries. So itineraries are going to be very detailed. They're going to go over the day-to-day options that they can have. And some sample ideas for that would be like Disney. Disney is typically an itinerary thing, especially for people who have never been. You want to definitely lay out their day-to-day because it's a lot. Tours can be any kind of tours, okay? Any affinity trips, any type of group trips, destination bucket list. I put that on there for a reason. If you're sending someone to a destination bucket list, you want to tell them everywhere they need to go. Okay. It's a little bit more research, right? Because you're going to plan stuff out and you might have to use Chat GPT and Google to come up with the great list. But it's important to lay that all out because you don't want to send your client to a random city with no idea what they're going to do, right? So let's get into itineraries. So what is an itinerary? So a detailed day-by-day travel plan outlining accommodations, activities, and transportation. It's used in two ways. Before the booking, as suggested plan for clients needing more details, okay? Or even after the booking. After they finalize the booking, you definitely want to send them the finalized itinerary so they can have all the confirmation numbers, ticket numbers, etc. Okay? When to use an itinerary, like I said, before and after. A lot of the times before, it's going to be like what you suggest, right? But after, you need to do the final. So don't be afraid to edit that itinerary because you probably will a few times. So an example of itinerary before booking. So the client request is, I'm interested in Greece, but I don't know how to plan my days. Can you help? So response itinerary suggested plan. Okay. This is a smaller version. Obviously, we'd want pictures and details, and I have that. Okay. This is just a sample. But here's a 6-day plan for them. Okay. This gives them an idea to do what? Vision their vacation. They can literally see what they're going to do each day, which gives them that idea of creating a picture. Now, let's just say for this client, they said they were interested in Greece at first, but then they were like, you know what? We need to do that sunset cruise. It's a very popular cruise in Santorini, right? So if that was to be a thing and I put that in there in their itinerary, what am I doing? I'm answering their wish list, their desires, right? So the itinerary will give you the ability to take their wish list, to take their desires, their requests, their needs, and kind of just explode it into an entire day by day guide. It makes you look very, very professional and it really helps you seal a deal. But don't do this for every booking because some people just need a hotel and a flight. All right, fine, right? But if you have somebody that's going on a tour, you get a lot of the tour companies, right? They'll give them to you already. They'll give you all of the day by day, and you can just send it to them. You don't even have to do anything. Some of the tours, like Culture Holidays, they'll build the tour for you. If you want to put in certain things, you can do that, right? So there's a lot of companies that can help you do this, but I just want you to understand that this is what an itinerary typically entails. Now, example of after the booking, the only difference would be from this part, it's just including the confirmation of the hotels, flights, whatever. And then you can really deliver it as a PDF. And that's what I would recommend. Just have it as a PDF or make a travel app file, whatever that would be. Um, just like basic, I meant to save it as, but basically something that they can have on hand and access. Now, I can tell you how important this is because I never realized, but a lot of clients like to print this stuff out. I am not a printer kind of person. I don't know why. My generation, we got sick of printers very quickly. So typically, I keep everything on my phone. But you will find clients, especially in the older generation, that want that paper, and you providing them this kind of itinerary can really do what? Make you extraordinary, make you stand out, make you unique. Okay, they're not going to get this kind of stuff from Expedia. So this is a great way and a great example of how to set yourself apart from other travel advisors. Here is a sample itinerary that I did for Disney last year. This is also done on TravelJoy, but I saved it as a PDF, so it looks a little wonky, but it looked way prettier on mine. All right. So I chat GPT the description of their entire trip, slapped it in there, put my signature at the bottom because it looks cute. After that, we have the deposit. Now, this was technically just like on one page itself, but here's the deposit information and the price, for example, what's included, right? Now, here's the itinerary. So June, they're going to arrive, they depart, arrive, pick up the minivan because they had to get one of those. They had like 3 or 4 kids with them. And then check in right here at Art of Animation. That's where they were staying at. And here's their type of room. I described it. And on TravelJoy, not going to have it in the PDF, but in TravelJoy, it has pictures. Like it has everything attached, right? Second day, they're going to go to Magic Kingdom. When you're planning at Disney, especially Disney, there's so many parks that if you've never been to Disney, you're not going to know what to do. And then you end up wasting half your trip standing in line. I know this. I've done it. So noting that, I always try to give them an exact plan and I teach them as a travel advisor how to get their fast passes or the Genie Pass now, what they need so they can get into where they want. So when you're doing a qualifying for kind of Disney trips, you need to ask them, what type of characters do you like? Who do you like in Disney? Because that's going to literally determine half your trip. Like, for example, my client, they liked Frozen and Mary Poppins, and this is where they were in Epcot. So I had to make sure that they went there. They also wanted to see the castle, right? So I highlighted the fact that I put that at everything. So they know why they're going there. And they also know at this part right here what to expect while they're there and who they can see. Okay. I even told them where to go too at one point. Frozen Ever After to see the Frozen and then Charming Character. Yeah. So I told them everything that I can technically find there for them. And then the last day they had was Animal Kingdom and they wanted to experience animals. Okay. Check out, return. Simple, but very effective because that lady had never been to Disney. So that helped her a ton because she knew what to do each day. Okay. So continuing. The next one we have is proposals. So proposals are going to be, I like to call them the fancy version. Okay. They're fancy. They're meant to be fancy. Weddings, luxury clients. If you have those VIP clients, you know, that are going to spend a lot of money, set it up as a proposal, make it look pretty. Groups and business travel. Okay. So this is typically when proposals are made, but you can actually send any of these at any time. The reason why I think it's important to know the difference between them, not only because when we need to know when we need to use them, right, when it's appropriate, but also when I would say, weirdly enough, it's inappropriate to use them. And let me explain. You don't want to spend 6 hours building a proposal for somebody who's taken a hotel and a flight. You don't want to spend 3 hours building a cruise proposal, right? Or even an itinerary on a cruise. You never know what you're going to do when you're on a cruise, what you're going to wake up, party, whatever. Like there's no plan on a cruise, right? So there's no point of an itinerary. Okay. Now it's going to have an itinerary established inside the quote, yes, but don't make a detailed one because it wouldn't matter. Right. So let's talk about proposals. What is a proposal? A proposal presents recommended travel options based on the client's preferences. It includes curated hotel, cruise, and flight accommodations, helps the clients compare options and choose their best fit. When do we want to use them? When a client needs help deciding between multiple options. So let's just say you have business travel and the company wants to go on a business retreat and they need a lot of rooms and a lot of, different locations that they might want to go. Typically they'll give you three, right? So you're going to give them three options that would work for where they want to go. When offering customized packages for honeymoons, groups, or luxury clients, ideal for destination weddings. This is primarily what you want to do for a destination wedding. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. Yes, Sergio asked me a question. Yes, I can do that. It's in that document, Sergio. So typically when you're doing a proposal, they're meant to be not just that usual basic quote, okay? We got to go a little bit above and beyond. So here's a simple idea of when a proposal will be needed. We're planning a destination wedding in the Caribbean and need recommendations for an all-inclusive resort that accommodates weddings. So here's the option one, right? I break it down. Now, of course, I'm going to make it look way prettier, but this is what needs to be included in that proposal. So the option, the inclusions, the extra, and the starting price, okay? Typically, when you first start off with the proposal, you want to give them a starting price. So I would include like the wedding package or the starting price of whatever is here, okay? The proposal has several steps to it sometimes, and it might take a few times to get it, like fully completed. And I have one to show you, so hold on. Here's the second option, and then there's the third one. So also, proposals valid for 48 hours, price is subject to change. Very important to put at the bottom too, right? Now, here is one that I made a while back. This is the wedding side of my company, so this is kind of what details, okay? This is welcome to the family. Now, mind you, I made this on HoneyBook, and HoneyBook is way fancier than the PDF version, okay? So it's not going to look as pretty as it does on the website, but for example, this is what you can do for a wedding, okay? So you're going to notice it's a little off, but you're going to notice it has a lot of details to it. So thank you for considering us as your planning partners. We'd love to get to know you during your consultation. We are honored to assist you. We've put together, ready to start planning, and then there's like a button here. Okay, come back down here. Hello, there we go. All right, so what to expect, the planning process, this is like totally sideways, but whatever, is focused, if it will inform you, blah, 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 okay? I'm just like, this is like a very detailed. The planning process we put together. Mind you, this is a website. Here's the first one. So 5-star secrets, 5-star secrets, Rivera, Cancun Resort and Spa. Test drive your wedding here. So I'm letting them know that if they book here, they can also test drive their wedding, right? There's the pictures. It looks real goofy in here, but you guys are getting the idea. It has pictures, it has a lot of details, and it has a starting price for the package in the beginning, right? Sample venues, accommodations, different things that wedding package will help with. Then we also want to tell them about our services that we're going to offer during this time. So even if it was on group travel, what is your service that you're going to offer to the group travel? Getting them booked, right? Same thing kind of for destination weddings. We have no part of the destination wedding typically. We hand them off to a coordinator for that resort. So we still have to have a part in this. So what is our part? Well, planning service includes service fee included. You have to get paid up front if you ever do weddings or forewarn, you know. It was 10,500 total for the wedding and everything, but venue selection, the package, the accommodations were not included in the price. Vendor referrals and management, contract review and negotiation, we do that with the resort, budget assessment, oversight, and then the creation of a design plan, management of all transportation, logistics for a guest and bridal party. Now, this proposal is going to come with a contract for this one, right? Why? Because we want to make sure that they book with us, whatever, right? But that one statement right there is the management of transportation logistics is like the make or break, okay? This helps ensure that they book through you. And it helps ensure that, you know, they're going to use you not just for the wedding, but for the other parts. So it's important to put those kind of fine details when it comes to proposals, because if you're doing a group trip, you want to make sure that they book through you. You want to make sure that they know that you're not just booking one room, you're going to book all of them kind of thing, okay? So coordination with the venue, with the on-site coordinator, because it's destination. Oh, I do that every single time. All right. So long story short, it's very fancy. All right. It's going contract. It has a contract in this proposal, which is very common for proposals. Sometimes they will have a contract. And because we were doing a direct deposit, I mean, not direct deposit, $1,000 deposit before we did the booking. So that's kind of how it works. All right. Now, somebody wrote something in the chat. Oh, that proposal, Jessica. Yeah, I can write it for you. Jessica asked what site did I use? So I use HoneyBook. When you sign up for HoneyBook, they give you a trial. So I've been doing the trial for a while now. It works just fine. You just have to do certain things if you pay, but certain other things like this, like once you get it set up in the trial, it'll do it automatically. So yeah, little secret. All right. So key differences recap. Okay, we have the documents here on the side. We got a quote, itinerary, proposal, and then the finalized one. Um, Typically, like I said, the quote's basic, price estimate, not final. And then before the booking, when the pricing is being requested. So if you get someone that hits you up for a cruise, do a quote. Somebody's hitting you up for a resort all inclusive, do a quote, right? Itinerary, day by day guide for the outline. Booking, it's before the booking for the clients who need structure, okay? If you get someone who says, I want you to plan my entire trip, that's when the itinerary is going to be in, okay? Proposal is suggested trip options. So a proposal is going to be like a weddings or group trips. We're going to give them like 3 options with all the different details that are included. And then we're going to make it look a little cute, right? We're going to make it fancy and we're going to wow them, right? So lastly is that finalized itinerary, which we like to give with all the confirmation, the details. If you ever do an itinerary, make sure you have 2 versions of it, okay? All right, final tips for success. When you're doing this, if you want something that looks like that, you guys have to ask the right questions, okay? Does the client want just pricing or the structured plan, or do they want multiple options, right? So a lot of the times what I like to factor in is, one, how much is their budget? If they have a big budget, then I'm going to be a little bit more fancy, because why? I'm going to make a little bit more commission, right? And then 2, if they're, let's just say, kind of beating around the bush, I'm not going to sit here and go and work a lot, right? I'm not going to make a big fancy proposal unless I see that they're very serious. So I ask these kind of questions. Are you guys deposit ready? Right? What's your budget? And I mean like your real budget. What's your real budget? What are you wanting to spend on a hotel? And if they ever tell you they don't have a budget, they're lying, because even rich people have budgets on what they spend on certain things, right? So use professional templates. Your presentation matters. You can easily build all of this stuff on Canva, okay? I make the most beautiful presentations and all of that, you know, the proposals, itineraries. I can make some very pretty ones, and they have these templates already built into Canva. You just have to find one that you want, fill it out. Even itineraries, they have day by day itineraries built into Canva, right? And then the last step is not only is just delivering the quotes, guys, but that follow-up is very, very important. So many clients book after seeing an itinerary or proposal. I'm not going to lie to you. That is kind of true. When they see those fancy proposals, they're definitely more than likely going to book if they like it. I've had one that I can show you guys. after this. I had one that I did for a baby moon recently, and I showed you guys that in Travel Joy, but I presented her originally on Canva, and then I did the booking through my Travel Joy. But originally, I presented it to her on Canva, and she literally sent me a message and said, I love the fact that you spent so much time and took the time to really break this down for me. And I was like, yeah, of course. She said, this is probably one of the most beautiful proposals I've ever seen. So when they want something like that, go above and beyond because that is an experienced traveler that books on her own. And I made her book with me just based off of something like that. So I highly recommend that you guys understand them and know when to use them and how to make them look pretty. All right. Now, before I stop recording, do you guys have any questions that I can include kind of maybe I missed in the recording? Do you guys have questions for me? Let me know in the chat box. And of course, like I said, the recording will be shown here. Now, with trainings with Dash. Now, while that's working on that, I'm going to go ahead and I'll show you an idea of what I mean by wowing them with your presentation, right? So let me scroll down. Here we go. I show this one all the time, but man, this one's so pretty, so that's why I show it. It has music. Hold on. Oh, Lord. Right. I gotta remove that music because that is horrible. Where's the music? There it is. Let me just delete it because that is loud. All right. So this is something that you can easily do on Canva for free. Okay. Canva's free, so you can have it, or if you want the paid version, that works. But telling them exactly what they want. Okay. Now for this one, I did do a proposal. Why? Because she is a VIP client. She has money and she's an experienced traveler, so she knows exactly what she's looking for. So I had to wow her. Okay. So thank you for choosing Travel with Dash. Welcome to your baby moon. Congratulations. This is all chat GPT. I didn't write any part of this. Blah. Each of these destinations, look how fancy it sounds. Yeah, okay. These options have it all. Sure. Next, here's the first one. Why she should book it. Here's all the cool little parts. And you know how Vax gives us this 200 resort stay credit thing? Yep, included that. Here's exactly what it looks like. Here's a video that I stole off their website. What? The luxury all-inclusive getaways to provide the perfect balance of relaxation, blah, 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 right? I'm just selling here. I'm creating the picture, guys. She had to have a swim out. She had to. And I understand. She was pregnant. She wanted to relax in her hotel room. She didn't want to see everybody. Got it. There you go. Right? I'm answering her questions. I'm creating a picture. 7 gourmet restaurants. Enjoy 24-hour room service. Here we go. Wellness focus. She had to have a spa. She wanted to relax before she had her baby. There we go. Results, world-class spa. Prenatal friendly treatments. I'm answering her questions. Okay. The breakdown. There's the total price. And I was actually able to give her final pricing here because it's Vax, right? And then I have the total due date because it was due the same day because she left. She's leaving right now. But regardless, this is what it kind of looks like, all right? And I give her more options. There's the same thing over and over. So this is how I wow my clients. This is what sets me apart from other travel advisors, right? And the beautiful part is that we all have the same tools. We're all offered these same kind of things. Oh God, it's gonna start playing music again. So you guys have the ability to, of course, kind of do things like this, but you don't always have to do things like this. Like back in the day when I first started and I wasn't very experienced, I used to do all of my quotes in a Google Doc. Look at this. Ooh, this one's nice. And sometimes I share them with my agents because I'm like, let me help you because I know it's stressful trying to do this, right? So I pasted all of this just from Royal Caribbean, literally copied paste. It's even their verbatim of how it looks. Itinerary, there's where they're going. This is a quote, guys. So price breakdown, there's one room, there's a total. All right, why use a travel advisor? Half of this I stole from Carnival, the other half I typed it up and then chat GPT'd it. And then most important part, The gratuities are included, cruise care is included, and then I think you have the option to reserve with no deposit. That's what makes me different, right? Because a lot of people don't know that they can do that. And then, as well, for booking with me, you receive a $50 onboard credit to use that. And as well, you'll receive a voucher that you can use for your honeymoon. Oh, this must have been the wedding I did. Okay. So here's just an example, okay? You don't have to do all the extra work. Sometimes the clients know exactly what they want. I even put this as Expedia. I took a picture of that. Checked baggage is not included on the flight. Carry on and personal bag included. Okay. So that's something I used to do back in the day. But even back in the day, I was still able to close with these. Now, obviously, the other one's way prettier, but you don't have to be that eccentric. You don't have to be that fancy. You can do a simple quote, even in Google Docs. Okay. So, yep, that's pretty much what I have for you guys tonight. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.